Good morning, everybody. I hope you all are doing well. Let's get into some stuff today. So we have Alibaba is jumping up right now. It's absolutely jumping up. My number that I kept telling everybody is 120. Let's look and see what's going to happen over the coming weeks with Alibaba. Remember, stocks can jump above their big resistance points. They can go below their big resistance points, but they always come back to those consolidation levels. 120 is a big spot for Alibaba. So let's see if it hangs up there around 140, 135, whatever it's at right now. Also, SkyWest is something that I got into earlier this week. I got into it on Tuesday. It's been at the top of my watch list. I've been waiting to short this thing. So let's move over to my trading view charts, start looking at some stocks. We're going to start with Alibaba. So big volume today, massive volume today with Alibaba. We have an average volume of 28.3 million shares traded. You can see, guys, we are 30 minutes exactly, 31 minutes at 3, 2, 1. Boom, 31 minutes into the market, 49.22 million, 23, 24, 26. Look at this number, 27, 31, 34. Crazy number of trades happening on it. And look at this. This is what's interesting about it. Look at this wick that we already have developed on the top. This is related to earnings. I think they beat top and bottom line. I actually didn't look. Yeah, they beat top and bottom line. Now, here's the interesting thing with Alibaba. The last 3 quarters, they beat top and bottom line. Even over here, beat on revenue, beat on revenue, beat on revenue, beat on top and bottom, beat on top and bottom. So if I'm just thinking about this from a non-biased perspective, I guess, I just look at this and say, well, look how good, actually here, let me just zoom this out. Look how good look how good these quarters have been, quarter after quarter after quarter. This was COVID happened. And look at, just start kind of here. Start here. And go this way. Look at all of this. This has all been very positive. So what has changed? That's the question. What has changed to make this thing keep going? And if I'm just looking at this, I'm going to start back here from 2014. I'm just going to run it all the way across like that. And you can see that this is about $120 a share. So can we bounce above it? Yes, but I do think that it's going to come back down, especially with that volume we're seeing today. That is not sustainable volume. This thing could end up with 100 million shares traded at the end of the day. I'm sorry, that's not normal. People that are making money up here, they're going to sell, and I think it's going to come back to this level. I hope it goes to 400 again or 300, whatever it was. But look, this is a very strong level. Now, can it get up here? Can this be the new bottom? Sure. And then it kind of moves itself up like this? Absolutely it can. But I'm just not convinced that we're ready to break out above this area yet. It's almost like a 50% rule, but just a little bit stronger. So that's my take on Baba. We'll see what happens as the day progresses, but you can already see here, look, the wick is getting bigger. The pullback is becoming bigger from what we saw earlier. Let's see how many shares are traded on it. 50 million. So it's crazy. 8 million shares have been traded since we last looked at it. And remind me before we end the show to go and look at that again, because I'm curious. Now, let's go to, another one, Palantir. I guess there was bad news that came out yesterday at the end of the day. So let me see. Han said negative news came out 5 minutes before the market closed, and that caused the stock to fall about 10%. Today it's down another 12. So 22.5% in the last, 12 hours that it's down. I don't know what the bad news was. It really doesn't matter. The point is, I said, short it at 99.32 with engulfment. We're finally getting that. It's a little wicky right now, but this is a flagpole. This was nothing but a flagpole. Did it have some movement up? Yeah, it had some good movement up, but this is a big flagpole. And if we just zoom back, let's zoom back. There's nothing supporting it. So this is going to fill this gap. This gap is going to fill. The stock price will come down to $82. If we get to take out the low today, what's the low of the day? The low is 95.80. If we take out the low of the day, 95.80, you can absolutely go at this from a swing trading perspective. See if you can get it down to this 82 level. Probably take profits at the 25-day moving average, which is 93.85 right now. That'll be the play of how you go about doing Palantir. But I told you, this was going to fall. It's not a matter of, it doesn't even matter if it was bad news. The bad news made this happen faster. It was going to happen anyway. This is not sustainable. There's no base being built in there. This is not a base. 3 days right there. You need to have multiple days of consolidation at the same level so that when it falls, it doesn't fall down in this area. It stops here and then it goes and then it can build itself back up. That's where consolidation channels are so important. This is not a consolidation channel. Sorry. And that is why you got this. If this didn't happen, let's say it wasn't down 22% in 8 hours, it would have gone like this. It would have fallen and fallen and fallen and eventually broke through and moved its way down. So that. Okay, now let's go to the SkyYW. I keep thinking it's SKYS, which is Skyworks. It's not. It's SkyW. So I got in here. I got in this day. 105, I think. 105.12 is ringing a bell. Let me pull up my account here. 105.12. Wow, good memory. 105.12. I got in here later in the day as it was engulfing down. Because if you remember, for those of you that are in the community, you were on the live stream in the morning, and this candle didn't look like this. I said, if we get an engulfing that takes out the bottom here, and at that time it was like up in here, this was the candle. Something happened during the day, it flushed through, entered at 105.12, got a follow through yesterday, getting a follow through again today, separating, most importantly, separating from the 100-day moving average. Now, what do I mean by separating? Usually, you'll see a stock, and let me just pull up the swing trading chart. I just want to show you guys here. Oh, come on. Look better than this. What is this nonsense? Why does it look so small and weird? Usually what you'll see, let me draw it in red. We'll see something that kind of goes like yesterday. It came down, but it'll get back up there and touch the 100-day moving average. And today it'll get here and it'll kind of move up and touch the 100. It doesn't need to be on. It just needs to have touched it at some point. You didn't get that yesterday. You didn't get that today so far. Plus we have pretty decent selling volume. Some of you might be saying, and I meant to type this in the chat yesterday. Some of you might be saying, well, you always say million shares traded that you like to see. Yeah, but think about it this way. It's a million shares traded, but remember, it's $104 stock or $100 stock or whatever it is. So the odds of somebody going in there and taking out half the volume for the day is low. It's not like it's 400,000 shares being traded with a $5 stock. And go and look at something like Beezer real quick. Beezer, same thing. It's I can't remember the volume on this thing. 300, 400. Hold on a second. Let's see if we can get it. Where is it? Where's the volume? It's loading. Okay, whatever. There we go. About 500,000. But Beezer is not. It's not a super volatile. This just looks like a normal chart. Have we had some volatility here because of earnings? Yeah. But it just looks like a normal chart in a consolidation channel. That's why I don't mind doing something like that. SKYW. There we go. So I don't remember who told me this one, but it was somebody in the community. So great job telling me. And if you're out there right now, because this is very possible that it was a public person, great job. So here, what do we do now? Okay, now what do we do? So if you're swing trading this, because that was the beauty of this trade. If you're swing trading this, I would take some profits now. Why? Because you're running into this big support level right here. Did I say I didn't give anything? So I would take some. Why? Also, you're kind of here at the bottom of the stochastic. Now, if you're in this from a long-term perspective, like me, I think that we have room to run with this thing. These things are struggling today. So we have a really nice trend developing here. We are running into the support level. You could take profits if you're long-term. I'm not going to. I think we're going to get down, try to work it to here. And if I can get beyond like 92, this thing will move its way down to hopefully about 72. It'll get hung up in here about 81, 82, 83, somewhere in there. Why? Because you can see all this consolidation. You see consolidation here and kind of consolidation there. So those are consolidation levels. So we'll get slowed down there, similar to right now. But if I could just continue to have good selling volume, let's move over here. Oh my goodness. If I can continue to have good selling volume, like we're getting, we just need more volume, then I can break through the support level and just move my way down. So that's SkyWest. Now let's get on to some of your guys' stocks. We looked at Baba, Palantir, cool. JEF, Jefferies Financial. Jefferies Financial, long-term short. Let's see here. Yeah, looks great. Looks great. I would be fine with adding that today, taking that position today. Looks fine. Realize that you might bounce off of this. You might bounce off of this, but that was really good. You took out the kind of this low. Cool. Good job. I'm not going to do it, but I like it. Great. All right. What is my view on AAL? So airlines. American Airlines. My view on American Airlines. Well, my view would be I don't really see much going on over here. What I do see, however, is over here. I like that we're moving into the sweet spot. That's great. This is obviously the base. I do think that the next engulfing candlestick, you can go at this. That's what I think. So if you get something like that on Monday, call it, go for it. And just know, you can see the M's built in, or the W's built in there. Watch this. Actually, let me use yellow just so you can see it a little bit better. Watch this. Yellow. You see this? This is a really, really, and then it went like that. But you can see here, there. Why am I drawing these? Well, I'm drawing these to show you guys as you're coming down, you need to pay attention to these levels. And this also shows you the importance of W formations going up. So when this starts coming down, it's going to hit that. And it's going to have a hard time. It's going to have a really hard time getting down to say $11 a share because this rise was so picture perfect. So it could be hard. It could be a hard short. But if you get an engulfing candlestick Monday or Tuesday, I would go for it. Okay. Let's see. I saw another one. Waste management. Yeah. Whoa. Why do I say whoa? Well, ugly. Look at that. That is an ugly face. Ugly face. Okay. Are we running into moving averages? No. All right. You can see that the buying volume has stalled out. The buying volume has stalled out. So I would look to go short on this thing. If you got an engulfing candle down, honestly, if you wanted to, you could attack this today from a swing trading perspective, not from a long term because our trend is over here. But you're having a really nice trend over here. I think I would wait for a little bit more volume and maybe wait until 1 o'clock to 1:30. See if you're still at the bottom of the candle here. If you are, you can do something with it. Take some profits at 224, and then you have pretty good room to run down to the 25-day moving average. So pretty nice looking trade. I just wouldn't do anything from over here just yet. I would let this chart reverse like that. Then you can go after it and step on it. So let's see. Is it too late to enter Robinhood? No. I just take out the bottom here, but the only place you're going to run to is here. The only place you're going to run to is here, which is a 25-day moving average, because you have built in right there and built in. So it's a big level of support, resistance, whatever you want to call it. Just know that you don't have a lot of room to run. And over here, it's not ready yet. Okay, is Petite Nad, are you Nadia? Because I've answered the question. I answered it in the chat. I didn't know I had to say this to everybody, but I'll say it. I am not trading options, guys. Anything that I do as far as on a chart, I am just straight up, there's like hair or something, buying or selling the stock. Buying long, selling short. I have nothing, there's nothing that I do with options here. Absolutely nothing. It doesn't have anything to do with puts. It doesn't have to do with calls. Doesn't have to do with ironclad straddle. Doesn't have anything to do with anything. It is buying shares to go long, selling shares to go short. There is nothing else. There's no options involved with this. All right. Do you think MMM could be a good short at some point? 3M. Ooh. Yeah, possible. Possible. I wouldn't get too excited about it right now, though. CCL. Yes. Let's see what we have. Wait, where's... Don't I have... Is this my list? CCL? Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. All right. So I said short at 2470 because I wanted to break through here. We are breaking through there. I just didn't think it would happen this quickly. I should have had an advanced order on this. With that being said, I still don't love it yet. So I'm kind of happy that I didn't have an advanced order because I want this to be in the sweet spot. I still want this to be going down. Steele is going to, obviously he knows this. He does this nonstop, but he knows that this would be too early to jump in. If you jumped in, I mean, this is you and Steve Kronk's stock. So I just want to get below here. I think if we get below here, listen, if we get below here, we're going to fill this gap. Then, and you can see we're working towards that. Maybe one more day of engulfing is going to put us in the sweet spot. So I'm just going to wait, and you can see that wick on there? The wick is because of the 100. It's getting pulled back up to the 100-day moving average. So I'm not ready to do anything yet, but this is a hell of a start. I love this. Okay, UPS. Is UPS ready to fill the gap? Oh, good. Yes, I thought so. I saw Petite, and then I saw NAD, and I was like, it has to be Nadia. All right, perfect. Well, I'm glad that you get that. So I just want everybody to be clear. There's no options being traded long or short. This is strictly buying shares, selling shares short. I don't do any of the option stuff. I shouldn't say that. I have options that I do, but it has nothing to do with trading. The way that you can use options is, for example, let's say that you're selling a put on UPS. I'm just going to use UPS because it's on my screen right now. Obviously, there's a really strong resistance level here, right? Let's say that you just want to collect income and you don't want to get the shares. Sell a put at 119. Odds are stock price outside of earnings, of course. See, the earnings is the one that dropped this to there. But you should, if you're trading options, you should not be in on earnings anyways, unless you're doing some type of straddle or something like that. You should not be doing just straight up options. You're going to get served and it's not going to be fun. So let's say you don't want to get the shares, but you're okay getting them. Put a put at 119. Odds are it's going to stop here at 123. You can see it stopped here at 123, came down, stopped here, stopped here. That's how you can use it for options. But that's how you use charts for options. I don't do anything else with options except for that kind of stuff. Okay. CCL we did. Okay. Did I miss anything else? Let's go back to Alibaba and see the amount of shares being traded. Oh, it's slowing down because at 10.05, it was 50 million. Now it's 50.56. So it's really slowing down. And that candle, that wick is getting bigger. That wick is getting bigger. Let's go Lulu. Lulu, this is the same thing as CCL. It's had some good movement down, but we just need it to kind of, I bet it's break below here. So if we get an engulfing candlestick, let's say that happens Monday or Tuesday, this is going to be in the sweet spot. We're going to be off to the races. It'll be nice, but too early. Still too early. The only one I like right now is this one. Look at this, guys. See how this is pulling back? See how you have a doji right there? Why do you have that? Because it was running into this support level that I told you. So if you're over here and you're swinging it, that's why you take profits. You take profits down here at this whatever level this was, because more likely than not, it's going to pull back. More likely than not, it's going to pull back, and that's exactly what's happening. Now, if you're trading it long term, it doesn't matter. You need these M formations to happen, which is what's happening right now. But if you're swinging it and you want to get in and out quick, you have to take profits going into these support levels, and there is the exact reason why. Okay, Lockheed. Lockheed, I want long, but that's not happening right now. John Deere. Why do I want Deere? I don't want Deere. I'm going to get rid of Deere. Okay. I'm getting rid of this snowflake. It's been on the watch list for too long. What do we got with this one? This is a flagpole. This is going to come back down. And there's no new consolidation being built in. Well, I shouldn't say that. This is the consolidation that's being built in. So it's possible that 110 becomes the new low. But this is a hell of a flagpole. I bet that this can probably come back down. Okay. Guys, if you're new and a lot of what I'm saying is not making sense, jump into the Patreon. You'll get access to everything here. Zim, consolidation channel, middle of nowhere right here. Wait for it to go up, wait for it to go down, wait for it to choose a direction before you get involved with Zim. Visa, nothing. Micron, basically the same as Zim. Target, nada. Jets is working its way down. This is one that I have a short on. I have a tracker share on. This thing will eventually come down, and it'll probably break there. We just need to get below that. This is trying so hard to turn. It'll get there. It's a matter of time. Walmart's down. What is it? 4% today? 6%. Based on they beat on top and bottom line. People are worried about the future. I don't know. I don't know. That's earnings for you. Moderna, nothing. Do you put a trailing stop on SKYW? No trailing stop for me. All right, let's go to your guys' list. Resistance forming on Starbucks. Yeah, resistance is forming on Starbucks. Big time resistance, and that's why it's going to stop here. That's why it's creating this consolidation channel, because you go back to here and you go back to all of this in here. So this is going to be a good short at some point, especially with that flagpole that I drew a few minutes ago. It's going to be a good trade. What's this? Robinhood we looked at. What's this HIMS thing? It was up another like billion% yesterday. What's going on here? Oh, yeah. Somebody sent me a story on this. It was up 17% yesterday. Somebody wrote to me and said, let's see, where? It says HIMS and HERS to offer at-home blood draw and lab testing with new acquisition. Let me tell you something about new blood draws and acquisitions, yada, yada. They don't end well. That's all I know about that one. So this thing's going to come flossing back down. It's just a matter of when. Very possible that earnings on Monday can jump up even higher, which would be even better for us because we can short it right back down. What characteristic do I look for in the perfect swing trade? That's a great question. Ideal swing trades are clear of these moving averages, so I don't have to worry about this. It's so hard to trade in here. Like this is just hard. Why? Because there's not a lot of room to run. By the time the candle engulfs or something, like this is a good example, this candle right here. By the time the candle moves down and engulfs, it touches the 50 and boom, it's right back up. And this one, I want to go long. Everything's looking halfway decent here. Run right into the 20. You can't. That's the hard part. So the ideal swing trade is like over here. Be clear of everything. Give it, because why? It gives it the runway. It gives it the runway that it needs to move to go up or down, depending on which direction you're going. So this is a little extreme over here. I don't really want everybody to see this, but I want you to see swing trades are best when they're clear of moving averages because they have room to run. Good question. All right. What else? What other questions do you guys have? I'm going to keep just going through your watch list here. Let's remove Snowflake. What is this? Schwab? Schwab is consolidating with an ugly face. So I bet, look, There's your ugly face. I bet this eventually comes down here. What did I say here? Short off the ugly face. Yeah, there you go. So this is another one where it's just a waiting game. Just a waiting game. Eventually this will come down. Mo, before you leave this session, can you look at Bob on the weekly? Oh, yeah, okay. Do you think it will climb long-term basis? Let's see. Guys, look at this. It just keeps pulling back more and more and more. And the volume has basically stopped. In the past 5 minutes, it's gotten 3 million, less than 3 million shares traded. So volume is slowing down completely. Look at this big inverted hammer on it. That's not a good sign. What did you want to know? Before you leave the session, can you look at Baba Weekly? Do you think it will climb on a long-term basis? No, I don't think so. The trend is there, but also don't forget this, guys. I don't like trading Chinese stocks. They're too erratic based on news. Biden says one thing, Trump says another thing, but Jack Ma is seen. Jack Ma is not dead. What the hell are we talking about? Jack Ma was cited at a conference, so somebody took a picture of him, therefore the stock was up 10%. Like, what are we talking about here? This is absolutely stupid. So that's why I don't like trade. It's just too news driven. So I still think that this is a strong level. I'm just going to call it 120. But this is also a very strong level right here. I just don't think that you have the strength to sustain this because this is ultimately an inverted hammer right now. But all of this, and all of this is going to be very hard to keep pushing through. And this is also going to be hard to keep pushing through. So I still think Baba has a very, 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 very long way to go. But I don't know. Can the trend continue? Sure. I don't know. How much are you looking to make on a typical swing trade? Oh, I don't think there's a real number, but you should know going into the swing trade. You should go and look over here and say, I don't know, let's type in Apple. You should be able to come in here at Apple. Okay, let's say that we're going long, all right? Let's say that we're going long on Apple right now. Let's pretend that the chart is setting, let's pretend that everything is looking really good and we're gonna go long. Well, I look at this and say, well, right here you have a double, like top right there, top right there, top right there. So I'm going to draw a line across. And let's say I'm going long. Let's say that there's an engulfing candlestick today like this. I enter at 247. I'm going to get out at 253. I know that 253, 254 is my max. That's it. That's the ceiling. So you can go and approach them like that, knowing, all right, this is pretty much my potential gain here. Now, can it work out better or worse sometimes? Absolutely. But you have a pretty good idea of what's going to happen long term. Okay. So Hans just said, I see why you prefer long-term trading. There's too much BS to worry about with swings. That's it. Even though I don't have it anymore, but even though I had the time I just don't care for it. I just like long-term trading. Like, a perfect example is this. I'm coming and looking at Skyworks. I just don't understand looking at Skyworks why I would want to have to worry about all of this nonsense in here when I can come over here and look at this long term and hopefully be in this for 4 to 8 weeks. So much easier. All I have to do is say long-term trend, favorable. As long as red doesn't go above yellow, I'm good. Let's see how low this can go. Versus coming over here and saying, okay, now I got to take profits here because of this resistance point. I have to worry about it getting sucked back to the 100. Could that all happen as a long-term trade? Yeah, but as long as the trend is with me like this, it's more likely than not going to run to the bottom here. Is all the day-to-day stuff of bouncing around going to happen? Yeah, but hopefully it bounces around and goes lower and lower. You don't have to worry about the day-to-day nonsense. Palantir has over average volume in 1 hour. That's silly. So Palantir, let's see. Oh yeah, over average volume in 1 hour. What's the question? Do you think it can break down past 25? Probably not. I think the volume is probably slowing down too. And it's not going to go below the 25 today, unless something comes out that kind of backs up what was said yesterday. I don't know what was said, but that's kind of how I feel about this one. All right, what else? What other questions do you guys have? I looked through all my stocks. I looked through the audience watch list. I love this one. This is going to be a really good trade. It's just a matter of how far can it go. That's a question. I hope that I'm pretty confident we'll get to here, somewhere in here, but I really hope that we can get past this bottom line, accelerate through this mini flagpole right here, and get down to like $84, $85. That's what I'm hoping. All right. What percentage of my portfolio is waiting in cash? That's a great question. I don't know at this point because I deployed a ton of capital yesterday. So I don't know. I deployed a lot of capital yesterday. All right. Any final questiones? A little Spanish lingo for you there. All right. Well, if there are no more, I will see you guys back here on Tuesday. If you're not in the Patreon, join it. Take the weekend to go through stuff. Join us on Tuesday in the private live stream. Watch that 2.5-hour video. Watch the Trading 101 series. It is a fantastic place to be. And you'll also be able to follow my trade in this SkyWest. I almost said Skyworks. SkyWest. Lululemon's another one that's going to hit here pretty soon. CCL is another one that's going to hit here pretty soon. We are finally getting to the point where I think the fear and worry is getting out of the market. Things are finally calming down, and we're getting some good trends that are moving right along. You guys have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend. See you next week. Bye-bye.